This video is the weekly Saturday settlement video. I'm going over the uh, results of my account settlement. My broker's Robinhood, but it would be the same for any broker. All the options contracts expire on Fridays. So in this case, I had two put contracts assigned to me, so I picked up an additional 200 shares of HBI. But my 21 call contracts were not exercised. So that means I have no replacement cost. I still have the stock, so I'll sell another option. Remember, the whole thing is to accumulate premiums. It's all about income. So that being the case, I had 2,300 shares of HBI to cover calls, which has allowed me to do 23 contracts, call contracts. And you see the order I've placed. Now that is on that 750 call, that's 10 cents. My ask price is 10 cents higher than the bid price at the close on Friday. I am anticipating some recovery on the price, so I wanted to hedge my bets a little bit on that. Now remember, a sudden price increase in the stock hurts me because it cuts down the number of contracts I can cover. Now the other thing that's a little bit worrisome for me right now is that I have using a margin to the tune of 34% of the margin. Now that still gives me considerable room for more price decreases in the stock without having a margin call, which would be a horror, because I'd have to liquidate inventory at market, close positions at market. And so that would be a costly problem. Not the end of the world, but it'd be a costly problem. So I always have to be mindful of the amount of margin used. Now, let me enlarge this chart a little bit where you can see it a little better. So in this transaction set, which is 13 days old as of today, Saturday, that's a daily premium revenue of $152.31 for a total accumulated premiums collected of $1,980. So, and another interesting figure is that also is a average contract revenue per contract of $49.50. So, at any rate, it was in terms of revenue production, free cash flow. It was a great week for me. For investors, not so good. But remember, I repeat this often, I am not an investor in stocks. I am a merchant. And I create and sell covered option contracts. Now that does mean I've got to have either the cash or the stock in my portfolio to do that because they're covered. And so my interest in the current value of the stock is only significant in terms of what it costs me to replace the inventory I sell. So I'm a merchant. I have to keep that in mind. So hopefully this will be helpful. There is a link. My website is updated a lot more frequently than these videos. So the link to the website is down in the description of this video. Visit the site. I've got about nearly 2 years of history on that site, so you can learn a lot from it if you want to take the time. Okay, one question that's often put to me, and that is, how much money does it take to get into selling covered options? And I would say you need to really start out with about $10,000. You could do it for less, but I think it's important that you see some significant revenue generated right up front. The other thing is, in any kind of business venture, and this is a business venture, not an investment venture, you need to have your personal finances in order, which means you need to have ideally 6 months of money put in under your mattress and bank, whatever, 6 months of expenses and personal overhead, rent, mortgage, car payment, groceries, what it takes to live for 6 months before you get into any other thing, because the best option in the world is one where you got some cash on hand and you're not being driven to make decisions because you lack the cash to do whatever you need to do. So let me encourage you to, if you haven't already put 6 months of money aside, you need to do that before you do anything. All right, well, I guess that'll cover it for today. Please subscribe, hit the notifications button, and if you like this, hit like. Any questions you may have, please put those into the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. And somebody else may have similar questions and would benefit from your question and my answer. All right, have a good weekend. We'll hit it again on Monday.